Now joining us is the first-year head football coach at Alabama, and that, of course, is Coach Kalen DeBoer. Coach, congratulations. Appreciate the time. Now 7-2. Thanks for coming on. How you been?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Zach.
Well, I got to get to your quarterback. Jeez Louise. 12 completions for 109 yards, and then casually has 12 carries for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns. When he has a game like that, how do you put it into words on the way that your quarterback, Jalen Milroe, just dominated and took over the game on Saturday?
Yeah, just proud of the way he approached his preparation, and a lot of other guys got to help him make those plays. There's great blocking, especially in the run game there, and that's the offensive line, that's the perimeter guys springing him for those long runs, and our running backs were a huge part of that too. If you really look at all 4 touchdowns. They were springing, whether it was a draw or different types of lead plays, the running backs were very involved. So it was a team effort, but he did a nice job just preparing, getting himself ready. There was obviously noise that you're concerned about and preparing for, as well as some of the elements with some rain off and on throughout the game.
He's just so tough. Like last year, he overcame a lot of adversity. I know you weren't there. This year, right, the way that he's responded since the Tennessee game, just what is it about the toughness and the way that he's able to block out the noise when a lot of people did turn against the quarterback that you have?
Yeah, I think there's experience, now having been through it and seeing that you can get through it if you just, focus on the main things and things you can control. The only people out there making the plays were the 11 guys on our side of the ball, against their 11 guys. The crowd isn't out there on the football field. The people on social media are on the football field. It really comes down to you just, doing what you're capable of. And again, it goes back to that preparation I was talking about where, he just hones in on the things that matter and trust and believing and building confidence with his teammates in each other. And that's why you had the success you had, like you saw on Saturday.
I'm not saying compare him from a playing style standpoint, but you were around Michael Penix Jr. You were with him at Indiana and then obviously at Washington, and that kid was as tough could be with the adversity that he had to overcome. Do you see some similarities in Jalen Milroe from being around Michael Penix Jr. for all those years?
Yeah, the response, exactly. But I think how they got to these points, considerably different, might be injuries, with Michael's past and just, transferring to a different school and just the path that they got to these points on how they've really gotten to the point where they can overcome the adversity that comes their way. But in the end, it's exactly that. It's having a ability to focus in on what you can control, and they both do it, and they've got to that point in different ways.
Yeah, I'm sure I've talked about this before with you, Kalen DeBoer, who's here with us, the head football coach at Alabama after a massive blowout victory up against LSU. I still feel like even with the performance that we saw from Jalen on Saturday, that he could get even better. Like, what is his ceiling when he's able to put everything together and do so consistently week in and week out?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, again, just continuing to work together as a crew, the receivers, the running backs, the offensive line, him bringing out the best in them bringing out the best in him. You're exactly right. I think there's still greater lengths we can go to. And, what really matters is, the mindset and then the reps that we're now getting to as we get to week 10 and the different looks that you see and the answers that you have built into either your system or the answers that you incorporate into that specific game plan. Our guys understand the flexibility and diversity that we have within our offense. They're all kind of learning each and every week a little bit more to it. And it's the reps that matter and the success they have, is leading to greater belief and confidence.
When you look back at the tape and you saw that 72-yard touchdown run, it looked like he was jogging and he was still quicker than everybody else. Like, he made it look so effortlessly. I know he's running full speed there, but how amazing was that touchdown run when you look back at the tape on it?
Yeah, from my vantage point, I was watching the block that Justice Haynes had and wondering how, when he led up on the second level there, how we were going to fit up off that. And, Jalen just decided to run right around it. Hard to tackle a guy when you're taking on a block. So once we got behind the corner, safeties already were kind of tight into the middle of the field. I really didn't feel like there was probably anyone that was going to get him, and he was probably going to be gone.
Kalen DeBoer here with us. When you look back at this and the game that just happened on Saturday, your football team, right, back up against the wall. Every game is a playoff game from here on out. What did your team prove to you with the victory on Saturday and how they did it up against LSU?
Yeah, I think we're getting used to having an edge to us now, and that leads to not just the edge that we have on the field on Saturdays, but the edge that we're becoming comfortable being uncomfortable, and having that edge. And so the practices have that little edge to them. The just preparation, guys, kind of obsessed with just the process, and enjoying it, and having that, backs to the wall is helping them kind of have that edge. So we're comfortable being uncomfortable, and because that can lead to maybe a little bit of pressure that you don't perform as well as you possibly could have. But these guys are performing now with that. Kind of piece hanging over their head where they know their backs are to the wall.
And you guys have responded in a really nice way. Like, you lose one game at Alabama, the sky's falling. You lose two, right? The world's coming to an end, and that could break some teams. Is that just that this team has a really tough mental toughness, and they're able to block out the outside noise? Why this team didn't break and succumb to the pressure?
Yeah, that's exactly something that I know I've felt that I guess I'm proud of, is that we are tight enough as a group to where we're sticking together. The team is sticking together. Everyone has a belief in what we're doing, and just really regrouping and honing in on what we can control every single day, every single week. It's what you preach at the beginning, but then you have to live it. And right now we're living through it, and we're believing in the process. We're believing in focusing on the right things, and we're cleaning up things through the repetitions on the field. And it's just really a lot of pride I have in the team coming together to overcome the things that you mentioned.
I'll tell you, the thing that I've been the most impressed by is the defense. The last 3 weeks, the defense has been unbelievable. What changed the last 3 weeks with your defense to not only get good efforts, but get consistent good efforts out of your defense?
Yeah, I think there's a combination. I like that our coaches understand, what we do best, and continue to build on the things. I think this is offense and defense, but since you asked about defense, I think we continue to build on the things that are our strengths. But I think it goes again back to repetitions, just the reps that these guys are getting in practice, and then the situational awareness that we have that continues to improve what we like to do when we get maybe in the situations, whether it's third down, fourth down, red zone, 2-minute drill, everyone just no hesitation at all, just a confidence, that exists, a quiet confidence that we can go out and execute. And just, if you do your job, the guy next to you, the guy in front of you, behind you, he's going to get his job done as well.
And I'm not saying your players didn't trust you, but when a new guy comes in, right, players got to trust the coach. The coach has to trust the players. And Rome wasn't built in one day, even though you're taking over a great program in Alabama where the standard is so high. The complementary football that we've been seeing recently, where the offense is firing, the defense is firing, is that just the trust is really there, maybe more so than ever than what it was earlier in the season?
Yeah, and it's, it isn't trust like, oh, no one believes in that person and their ability level. It's more of a just trusting you do your job, someone else does theirs. And again, like I said, it keeps coming back to execution. Well, how's the execution happen? It comes through just us being around each other and continue to build it day by day.
If I were to text you the Friday night before the game and told you that you guys had beat LSU 42-13, what would you have said to me, Coach? Just wondering.
I'd have been pretty happy, but that's the beautiful thing about competing, is, there's 3.5 hours or so that, you're on that football field, and you just don't know what's going to come your way. What fourth down are you going to have to go for or fourth down stop you're going to have to make. And, that's the beautiful thing about competing and doing it at the highest level against the best of the best. And, our guys, I think, are really embracing the fight that comes along, embracing, the competitive stamina that's needed in the SEC. And then also understanding those moments where, just the extra level of focus and detail can help you separate ourselves. And we've done that now a couple of weeks in a row against good teams, against very good teams that, have proven that they can do that as well at different times and how they've won games, whether it's Missouri or LSU. So we're doing it against teams that have themselves also done those things, in other games throughout the year.
Yeah, I'm cognizant you never know how a game's going to go, Kalen DeBoer. But in your two biggest games of the season, Georgia and then what we saw the other night against LSU, the first halves have just been so lopsided. Did you sense something, leading up to both those games that your team was capable of having those first half efforts that we saw out of them?
Yeah, both those weeks we had buys, right? And, I'm bringing that up intentionally here because that's the challenge I'm going to pose to our team the rest of the season is you don't get 2 weeks to prepare, right? And you put in a game plan, and then, again, the repetitions, you're hearing me say it a lot, that you get, help you really hone in on that trust and belief. But I did feel throughout the week last week very similar thoughts as far as knowing it's going to be a tough battle. Like it was against Georgia or any of the other games, but I'm feeling that, the plan is good. And now it's just a matter of, can we execute, in those critical moments? Can we convert the third downs? Can we score touchdowns in the red zone? Just play, good fundamental football. And if we could get some takeaways, which, we've done a pretty good job of defensively, make our own breaks through hustling, being at the right place through great effort, felt like those guys were really honed in and the preparation led to an intensity level like we saw on Saturday. And, guys made those plays.
Just wondering with that challenge that you now propose, after the game, obviously everyone's going to celebrate a victory, but did you sense a little extra hunger from your guys? Hey, we're happy we got this one, but there's still some work to do here.
Yeah, it's exactly that. With the belief comes even more of a understanding. Don't waste this opportunity that we have as a team. And so take advantage of the steps that we've taken, and then keep building. And so this week, starting tomorrow morning, Tuesday again, when we hit the practice field, I expect the guys to be, putting forth effort to have our best Tuesday that we've had since I've been here.
Last thing I'll ask you, when we get to the playoff, 12 teams get in, only one spot guaranteed to the SEC. Obviously, there's going to be more than just one team from the SEC get in. I know it's the SEC, and right, we all know how the SEC is viewed, but geez, there's going to be a lot of great teams that are left out of this playoff this year. I've never seen the SEC just so tight and so close as it's been. It's unbelievable what we're seeing this year.
Yeah, I mean, from our end, it is all about, we need to win this game to set ourselves up to make the next game the big one. And so, unfortunately, we've left ourselves no wiggle room. That's the way we're approaching it. And so, we got to do everything we can to be the best we can be. And if we keep doing that, we do believe that, we will become that caliber of a football team. And so we're sticking to the process. We're sticking to the things that have got us through these last 2 weeks and making us feel good about what we're doing as a team and how we approach things each and every day.
Coach, can't thank you enough for doing this once again. Always enjoy when you jump on board with us. Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Zach. Appreciate you.